Mr. Santontes. This copyright strike, you can see over here, it can be removed. All I have to do is to click on one single button.
Mr. Pokey, go f yourself. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally at it. We are finally making our official address to the copyright strike, to the claims that Mr. Pokey has made against my channel, and of course, his attempts to actually take down my career based off the fact that I decided to expose some of the naughty things that he's been up to as he's been running his channel and, of course, making all of his content. And before we go ahead, we dive into some of the specifics over there of the actions that I'm going to be taking, I need to talk about the person that's been helping me take these actions, and that's going to be my lawyer. Yes, over the past couple of days, I've been reaching out, making some connections, and of course, hiring some individuals who can really help explain the case a lot better than me. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and do some introductions and find out who my lawyer is. This is my lawyer. Here are some details surrounding him. He specializes in First Amendment matters, copyright, defamation, that's a big one, privacy, right of publicity, and of course, trademarks. And there's a bit of extra information that I'm leaving off of the table over here. He's also h3h3's lawyer as well. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I hired h3h3's lawyer to handle this copyright strike filed against me by Mr. Pokey. If you're not familiar with some of his recent work, there was a video released 7 months ago by Mr. Ethan Klein talking about how he's going to be suing 3 creators. And we all know how that lawsuit is going. It's not looking particularly very good for some of the sides involved. There's been a lot of public statements made regarding the lawsuit, and boy, oh boy, you can't help but feel like some of these people are a little bit screwed seeing some of the details, right? And when you consider Ethan Klein's history in copyright as well, I think it's safe to say that both me and my team are feeling quite confident about the steps moving forward. And so I wanted to also take the time to talk about some of the bitter irony here as well from some of the comments that we've been seeing on some of Mr. Pokey's video. Namely the one where he bragged about striking me, the downfall of my career. Let's just take a quick look at some of these. Damn, my man is here going full h3h3, and I'm here for it. They're talking about Mr. Pokey, not me. Pokey pulling the Ethan H3 trap. That's some pretty advanced tech. What great rotational knowledge. Just a fun little comment that I wanted to put in here before we proceed with the rest of the slideshow. So let's talk a little bit about what actually happened. So on February 8th, 2026, I reacted on stream to a document exposing Mr. Pokey's editor abuse. You can see it right over there, February 8th streamed, the Pokey Google Doc for those who come after. It's a file that details a lot of the rampant editor abuse that Simon Godley, one of Mr. Pokey's former editors, suffered at his hands, detailing things like Mr. Pokey intentionally paying him less while he knew his father had cancer, so on and so forth. Very, very rough stuff. And then also, Mr. Pokey follows up by lying even more in future videos about how he didn't know that fact. It's not a very good document, and you can see why there was a very visceral reaction from Pokey after I covered this. He filed a copyright strike for the tragic downfall of Mr. Pokey. That video that got struck, that wasn't related to this actual editor issue at all. He filed a copyright strike for that unrelated video the same day. So timing over here, some could say it's a coincidence, but I don't think it's particularly surprising at all that he initiated this measure as soon as I even reacted to that document in the first place. Very, very, very interesting, right? So now moving forward, you might have a couple of questions. What has Mr. Pokey actually done when it comes to this strike? Mr. Pokey claims I violated fair use with a 1 hour, 22 minute, 13-second reaction to his 20-minute, 41-second video. Very, very, very interesting to go with the idea that I'm not transforming the content enough, implementing certain things to ensure, right, that the content isn't actually being a straight replica or trying to steal market share. Very interesting take to say that a video over 4 times the length of the original copy is violating fair use. The video was also published on January 19th, 2026. And Pokey filed his strike, remember that, on February 8th. So all of this idea, right, that is kind of like a market condition thing, something that was competing with his profits, that's the reasoning that he used. It does seem a little bit loose when you see the timing of the strike. It seems like this was something that didn't matter to him, didn't actually bother him at all, until I decided to cover his allegations of editor abuse. And you can see, it's made in direct response to those allegations. So what is Mr. Pokey's goal with these strikes? His likely motivation is to simply silence me. Likely not to really protect his financial interests when you see how late the strike was actually filed. The basis of his argument for striking is in this video. I don't really feel any particular need to watch it. I think I've summarized a good bit over there on that previous slide. And he reveals this at 31:47 in the video. As long as his 3 demands are met, 3 demands from Mr. Pokey's end, he will remove the strike on the tragic downfall of Mr. Pokey. He will allow that video to go back up. He will remove the 1 out of 3 active copyright strikes on my channel. And of course, right, feel like the negotiation is over. He has done something to me, and now I need to undo something for him to get this done. So what are the 3 demands? Mr. Pokey made this public tweet over here expressing basically what I need to do to A, get him to stop making videos about me, and B, of course, as augmented in that previous slide over here, get the strike removed. This is what he says. As expected, looks like I will not be getting a public apology tonight. To give Saint the benefit of the doubt, every single day I do not get 1, a public apology on his main channel, removing all videos about me, and never mentioning me again, I drop 1 file. And he also makes sure, like I said before in this video over here at this timestamp, he says he's going to remove the strike as well. Very, very, very interesting. But unfortunately, Mr. Pokey, I do not negotiate with terrorists, especially gotcha terrorists like you. And so here's my response. I'm going to submit a counter notification by clicking this button over here. Actually, it's not going to be me that's clicking that. It's going to be h3h3's lawyer. This claim is now a legal matter at the time of the posting of this video. Mr. Pokey cannot back out. This has actually already been done. I'm talking about it like I haven't done it yet, but it's already been done. So what can we expect moving forward from this process? We're going to go ahead. We've already filled this out. It's already been reviewed by YouTube, and it's going to be forwarded to Mr. Pokey. Then Mr. Pokey's going to review it, and this is the important part. He's going to have 10 US business days to review this, and if he doesn't provide evidence that he's taken legal action against me, a guy in Singapore taking legal action in the US courts, where both Rob and I are based, if they don't provide evidence that they've taken legal action against me, my video is going to be restored. And the final outcome will be sent to me via email. So here's some information, right, about what is in my counter notice. Because, of course, I need to provide an actual reason for why my video is okay, why it doesn't violate fair use, and why we think it is a illegitimate takedown. So here's an excerpt from the counter notice. It's way too long, it's way too wordy to actually put all of it in here, so why don't we just post it? A small excerpt from the opening statement. The video made by Saint, entitled The Tragic Downfall of Mr. Pokey, the critique video, made a fair use of the video made by claimant Mr. Pokey, entitled The Art of Gotcha War. The subject video. Below is Saint's analysis explaining why the critique video makes a fair use of the subject video under each of the 4 fair use factors under 17 USC section 107. A lot of legalese in there. I'm not going to dive into it too much. I'm not even going to dive into the 4 fair use components, but I will tell you the cases that were referenced in the counter notice, because that's something that's done very often. You establish precedents in legal matters, and then those precedents are then used further to do judgment on future cases. And so, based off of past court judgments, well, these are the ones that we used for the glue. These are the ones that we used for the evidence. These are the ones that we used for the proof of why my video is actually fair use. You ready? It's a long list, and I think I missed a couple, but it doesn't really matter, right? Cases referenced. Andy Warhol Foundation for the Visual Arts Incorporated versus Goldsmith. Authors Guild versus Google Incorporated. Hazenzada, I'll just shorten it to Haas. Haas versus Klein. That one's referenced a lot. Stebbins versus Alphabet Incorporated. Mattel Incorporated versus Walking Mountain Productions. Swatch Group Management Services Limited versus Bloomberg LP. Garcia versus Google. You can see over here, Mr. Pokey, there's a lot of research that's been done filing this counter notice that we got going on over here. There's been a lot of research. So as you can see, from all of the different cases referenced, all the different precedents referenced in our counter notice, Ethan's lawyer clearly knows his shit. But I have a question. Do you, Mr. Pokey, do you know your shit? Because you use your personal email to file this copyright strike. I haven't. I'm responding with a lawyer. And this makes me think that you don't actually have one and you didn't actually get a lot of legal advice before filing this. You don't look prepared and you don't appear knowledgeable at all about how copyright and fair use actually works. And h3h3 lawyer's reaction to your public statements, to some of the things that you said, let's just say he was a little disappointed, if I can put it lightly. So, my question is, a second one for you, Mr. Pokey. Do you know more about US copyright law than he does? You are literally a guy from Singapore. Do you know more about US copyright law than a lawyer who specializes in this? Probably not. Probably not. And that's going to be a bit of an issue. You are up against this. This is your future. I hope you're ready. Let's just see some of the public messages, the public statements made by those involved in this lawsuit. I feel Casey Tron update on the Ethan Klein lawsuit. I feel deeply guilty even asking for community funding. This has been incredibly mentally taxing. It's a whole 8-minute video of her just looking and feeling really, really, really bad about the situation, right? Clearly not working out too well for her. Next. Y'all remember this one? Oh, we got a lot of donos coming in because this looks like it's going to be an expensive fight and not a particularly good one. We got Denims over here not looking too great either, right? And in court, Mr. Pokey, because that's where this goes next, unless you're simply not going to respond within 10 days and my video goes back up, right? In court, I really do think, and I wouldn't be surprised if you bring the same arguments that I'm talking about from Grok. Or maybe you're just going to go ahead, right, and you're going to bring your community notes. Maybe those are going to work, because that seems to be the only way that you're counteracting any of the things that I've been saying over the past couple of days. Grok and community notes. I don't know if that's going to be very useful in court. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be great. Now, though, maybe he won't use Grok. Maybe he'll use ratios. Because this is the other thing that Mr. Pokey's proud about. How much he can get people brigaded on Twitter. Not sure how that's going to work out in the courtroom, but maybe we'll see that pioneered as well. So my question is, Mr. Pokey, are you ready for court? Because that's where this goes next. Are you ready for court? Are you ready to hire a U.S. lawyer? Are you ready to file things like copyright on your video? Because that is the next couple of steps. Because it's not looking particularly that great. You want to know why? Because I have an oiler who is genuinely one of the best people I've ever met. And this is what they wrote in my chat after hearing about the nature of your strike, why you're striking me, the timing of the strike, and of course, the reason for it. Those editor allegations, right? That's what it really is. Come on, don't lie. This is what I earlier said. You have my email from Streamlabs, right? Because he sent me a massive donation, right? Let's go full lawyer. Try to counter his channel. Could you confirm if you have my email? Let's go full lawyer. Cost is not an issue. Yes, I can settle the bill through international bank wire. You know my email, right? Yeah, I know it now for sure. CC the bill. For your lawyer, for your court case, all of that. CC the bill to my email. And remember, cost is not an issue. So I'm ready, Mr. Pokey. I've also got plenty of personal funds as well to keep this going because actions have consequences. And your actions have been so awful. Your actions have been so terrible. Your attempt to take down my channel and ruin my career is so apparent that there will be no mercy in this circumstance, my friend. So if you've been keeping up, you've probably come to the realization that, well, certain actions can have certain consequences. And this is a circumstance over here. You're actually seeing Matt Haas's channel, the party on the other side of that Ethan Klein lawsuit from way back in the day, I think close to a decade ago. And if you haven't been paying close attention to that dislike ratio, it is absolutely insane. That is the future that lies ahead for somebody that, well, proven, right? This is an example. That's the future that lies ahead for somebody that decides to abuse the copyright claim system. Just a little bit of food for thought for you. So you might be asking, why is everything moving so damn fast? And the answer is very, very, very simple. h3h3's lawyer drafted my counter notice in less than 18 hours. I was blown away by how fast he got this done. And part of that was due to the fact that Mr. Pokey snitched on himself live on stream and also in his videos a lot. We also accelerated the timeline because of these choice comments being made by certain creators. We've got my favorite dumb, bald Legions Gaming over here with a comment like this. You know, if I was an asshole, I would send Clown Tauntus a copyright strike as well and give him the second one for reacting to my video and talking shit the entire video, which would risk him being permanently banned on YouTube with the third strike. These are my words to you, Legions Gaming. Shut your stupid f***ing mouth if you have no actual idea what the fuck you are even saying, because I don't think you're a lawyer. I don't think you're versed in copyright law. I don't think you have the credentials of anybody in the space to even be making commentary like this, talking about how you're justified or how you can do it. So maybe next time in the future, when you're thinking of typing or saying something as dumb as this, you think with your 2 remaining fucking brain cells and just don't send a retarded tweet like this, you stupid idiot. There are some others though, as well. Now, let's go for the lightning round. What showed up on Mr. Pokey's video celebrating my strike? Every CC who he targeted should strike his channel. 3 strike and his channel is gone. I used to pray for times like this. This is funny, because if every other CC watches this and realize they can also copyright strike Safe for reacting to their videos, it would be perfect. Mr. Pokey, with your public efforts to bait other content creators and encourage them to strike me as well, you have accelerated this process. You have lit a fire under me and h3h3's lawyer, and he just busted this shit out and got it ready immediately after seeing the dumb fucking stunts you and your stupid community are trying to pull. And so if you're feeling particularly inspired by this, right, you're feeling inspired by some of the comments that are being left in these sections over here, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a bit of an announcement to make for you. A message to creators who might be a little bit angry at me. You ready? If you received a negative reaction video from me, it's probably because, and almost 99% because, your takes were dumb, bad, dog shit, stupid, unintelligent, ununderstandable, pointless, useless. And to prevent this in the future, a negative reaction video, it's very simple. Just stop being fucking dumb. Yeah, have you just tried that? Have you just tried not making a stupid ass take in the first place? Because what's my motto? I criticize dumb things. I criticize bad things. If you don't want to be critiqued in the space, don't be dumb, don't be bad. It's very, very, very simple, but you guys keep doing it, and you want to be able to get away with it as well. You want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to say dumb shit on the internet and face no criticism. Stop being a pussy. Stop being a victim. And of course, stop trying to strike me because you don't like the things that I'm saying. And don't forget this. We need to really reiterate this a lot. Mr. Pokey visibly filed a copyright strike on a month-old video, directly after my coverage of his editor abuse. He didn't think I'd take it this far. He didn't think I'd hire h3h3's lawyer. So why was he so desperate to keep the truth from coming out? And don't forget this either. He's released 8 videos and 4 live streams centered around me within 4 days. They're all filled with misinformation. They're all filled with out-of-context clips. And he couldn't end me with the strikes. So he begged other creators to strike me as well. I couldn't react to any of these videos following that initial strike. Because of course, Mr. Pokey's just going to go ahead and file even more of them and actually take my channel down. And of course, while I do obviously want to correct the rampant amount of misinformation that is being peddled around my name across all these videos, I value my YouTube channel a little bit more than that. And of course, with the help of our lawyer over here, and the fact that this counter notice is going to be filed, I think it's time for us to start reacting, don't you think? And so with that in mind, Mr. Pokey, we all know all the work that you've done to try to silence me, to try to ensure that the words that I have to say, the words that Simon has to say, don't actually get out into the public space and become the dominating opinion about you and your work ethic and how you treat your editors. But this is the Streisand effect, my friend. You've tried so much. You've done so many things. You've tried to slander me in so many ways. You even filed a copyright strike against me that was now being contested as a legal matter. So now it's time, Mr. Pokey. You've got to address this, right? You've done so much to make this go away, but it's not. It's still here. The video's not even a week old yet, and it's got 36,000 views, and it's only going to go up higher after this situation. And this is the issue, Mr. Pokey. You desperately want this video taken down. That's why in your 3 demands, it includes delete all videos about me, because you don't want people to see this. And this is the situation. Mr. Pokey, when this is all over, you will be known as the person that filed a copyright strike claim and lost in a drama. That's embarrassing. And naturally, there are some big consequences for your channel as well. And a tip for all of you, if you're inspired by Mr. Pokey and his actions over the past couple of days, let me recount what he's done. He accused me of rape. He copyright struck my channel. He silenced my reacts to hours of misinformation he's been peddling about me in many videos and many live streams. And he still lost. He did all of this. Hit me below the belt at every single opportunity possible, pulled out every single dirty trick in the content creation book, and he still lost. And so, if you're inspired and you want to repeat the same actions, may your career rest in peace as well. And before we go, Mr. Pokey, I've got a little bit of a bonus for you. Remember when I was talking about h3h3, Ethan's lawyer, before, talking about some of his specialties? Let me remind you about something. That lawyer also specializes in defamation too. Just in case you forgot about these. Hopefully you get a good night's sleep knowing this.